Hello, and this is Sunny. Welcome back. Today my topic is the evolution of IEEE 802.11 standards. IEEE 802.11 standards refers to the set of Layer 1 and Layer 2 specifications for wireless LAN. Since the base version was released in 1997, there have been 5 major different versions in the past 20 years. These 5 versions include 802.11b, 802.11a, G, N, and AC. I use a mnemonic, BAGNET, or Big All for Gym Needs AC, air conditioning. Collectively, these 802.11 standards are known as wireless fidelity, or a term we are more familiar with, Wi-Fi. These 5 standards are different in many details, but they all share at least 3 common features. 1. They use half-duplex signaling. In other words, a wireless device can either transmit or receive, but cannot do both simultaneously. 2. They all use a 2.4 GHz or 5 GHz frequency band. 3. Layer 2 media access control method is known as carrier sense multiple access with collision avoidance, or simply CSMA. Now let's see some features of each version very briefly. The base version 802.11 was released in 1997, very slow. Modulation method is DSSS or FHSS, which I will talk about in separate videos. So right now, don't worry about modulation method. 802.11b was released 2 years later. Its speed is about 11 megabits per second. Modulation method is DSSS. It's the oldest version in use and the least expensive, so to speak. 802.11a uses a high frequency band 5 GHz with the new modulation technology, OFDM. It has many advantages over 802.11b, but it was more expensive. It was rarely used and soon replaced by more popular newer version 802.11g. 802.11g was released in 2003. It uses 2.4 GHz with a speed up to 54 megabits per second and OFDM as modulation method. 802.11g is compatible with 802.11b networks. In 2009, 802.11n became the dominant Wi-Fi standards. It uses both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz frequency band, thus offering much more bandwidth and faster speed. Is backward compatible with all previous versions. Besides, this version came with some new innovations which are worth mentioning. One is MIMO, multiple input and multiple output. MIMO multiplies the data transmission capacity by using multiple transmit and receive antennas to exploit multipath propagation. MIMO has become an essential element of wireless communication standards for later versions and other wireless technologies such as WiMAX or cellular phone. 2. Channel bonding, which combines narrow bands into one large band, thus doubling the bandwidth. 3. Frame aggregation, which combines small frames into one large frame, thus overhead is reduced. 802.11ac was released in 2014. It uses a 5 GHz frequency band. Its speed is potentially up to 7 gigabits per second. Well, just in theory, it's safe to say its speed is about 1 gigabit per second. MIMO OFDM is a new modulation method. Wave 1 is older early version, and Wave 2 is a newer version. 802.11ac is a state-of-art standards in the past several years. Its main technological innovation is MIMO, or multi-user, multiple input and multiple output, which means an AC can talk to multiple devices at the same time. The progress of Wi-Fi technologies would never stop. New amendments will be added, and a new version will be proposed, published, and used. Several proposals are going to be publicly released in the near future, such as 802.11ax, AY, and AZ. 60 GHz frequency band would be utilized. The speed can potentially reach up to 20 gigabits per second. Well, in theory. Wi-Fi technologies advance quickly. No one knows what Wi-Fi look like in another 20 years, like in 2038. But all things are possible. I hope this video is helpful. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Oh, don't forget to subscribe.